For those of you who are familiar with ancient sites all over the world and you know about the similarities between all of them, no matter the distance, the time frame, they always have resemblances, things that stand out, like the notches. There's these little notches on the blocks, or these little nubs that stick out, or the way that the blocks fit together, like puzzle pieces. They fit together perfectly, all zigzag pattern, and it all looks the same no matter what side of the globe you're on. And there's also like the handbags and the seven-headed serpent, totem poles, all kinds of different similarities, right? But there's one that I never see or hear people talk about. It's, for some reason, it never gets pointed out, and I think it is one of the most important, if not the most important thing to all ancient civilizations. It was a signature. It was a way to let other civilizations know that they knew what was up. They had knowledge of civilization building, of intelligence, consciousness, whatever, because I consider it a signature, and it's the three doors. You will hear me talk about this a lot on this channel because it's very important. I've been looking into it for an extremely long time. I'm gonna give you one of the most dramatic examples of this. Take Tiwanaku at Bolivia for an example. The Sun Gate. If you look at the Sun Gate, there's two sides. One side, there's like the guy with the guy standing there with a bunch of like designs on it with like little figures, and then on the other side you see the signature of the three doors. Okay, and let's just think about the timeline of this place. So the mainstream people will say that it's 2000 to 2500, give or take, years ago, but when you really look into it and you look at all the evidence and the people who dive deeper into it, and they don't have such narrow-minded thinking, realistically, when you really look into it, the place is more like 11,000 to 17,000 years old. Okay, so I'm not saying that I know for sure or that anybody knows for sure, but let's just take into consideration, okay, maybe it is 11,000 years old or a little older. With that into consideration, here we have the three doors, the signature, that's all over the world. And then you go to India, on the other side of the freaking planet. It's 10,000 to 13,000 miles away, depending if you go east or west, right? And it has the exact same three-door signature. And you don't just find this in India, you find it literally all over the place. I'll have videos showing how ridiculous this thing is, how much it pops up, whether it's in ancient architecture, modern architecture, in the government, Hollywood movies. It's just, there's so much to get into, and it's a really deep rabbit hole, but this video is just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to be talking about, why I'm talking about it, why it's important. But this is a dramatic example. How can you have something that's 11,000 to 17,000 years old, the three-door symbol clear as day, and then you think about the other places on the other side of the planet, even in places like Ethiopia or Rome or Greece, who would have been only 2,000, 3,000 years ago. They have it in their architecture. It's literally everywhere. And why? It's a little silly at this point to say that these ancient civilizations were not in contact with one another. It's also silly to say that they were not able to travel the seas. You have to agree with that, because there's just no way that you're gonna have these many resemblances all over the place, and to think like somehow or another, maybe they weren't a completely globally connected civilization, but there is definitely communication and synchronicities going on at some point between all of them. There's so many examples that I want to give you, and I feel like it's so much to put into one video, so I'm gonna have to divide it up into many videos. Like just China, for an example. That's one place that I could make a 20-minute video on, showing how the knowledge of the three doors and how it's embedded in all the stuff at some of the temples and large palaces in China. And then we could go to Malaysia, we could go to Angkor Wat, and how it's embedded into the structure. So it's a lot to unwrap, it's a lot to get into, and I really look forward on making these videos. So I hope that you also are into this. Let me know if you are. I want to make it very clear, the goal on this channel is to spread truth, and the goal on this channel is to literally spread information and truth out to the world. Let me know what you think of this video. I will have a lot of deep dives on this subject and many other subjects, whether it has to do with the building materials, how they possibly could have fitted them together, what some of the stuff means, how it all connects together, and also modern stuff and how it's in modern society and civilizations, and how important it is to the Knights Templar and Freemasons, and how it, you know, all that stuff. So yeah, let me know what you think of this video. If you got anything to say in the comments, and yeah, I will have more videos.